Hey guys, it's Pepper, and today I'm kind of excited for this video. Now it's a tag video. I don't even know if those things are a thing now, but I was watching Birdie44 because she's my girl. I love her. I was watching her channel, and about 2014 she did a video called the Paranormal Tag. And I'm like, this is a great idea, so I kind of want to do it for my channel. So here we are doing it for my channel. The funny thing is that she did it like 3 years ago, and she was talking about Graveyard Girl, how she did it a while ago. It's just kind of funny how it was like 3 years. I think this is how it was. It was like 3 years, and then Birdie44 did it. And then 3 years later, now I'm doing it. So it's just kind of like, wonder who the next person will be in 3 years. So anyways, I have not read any of the questions. Once I found out she was doing like the paranormal tag and stuff, and it was a few questions, and then right before she like said the first question, I thought about doing it for my channel. So I exited out the video and try to copy down the questions, take a picture of it or whatever, and I try not to look at them. I just want to take a picture of them and like not really pay attention to them. So I want to go into this kind of amateurly, so I don't know what is to be expected. I want it to be like my first reaction pretty much. So let me pull it up. And I wasn't even tagged by anyone. I pretty much tagged myself. Is tagging even a thing anymore? I don't even know if it's a thing anymore, but anyways, I tag all of you. Anyone that wants to do it, that's who I tag. Alright, let's get down to business. So let's find my questions here. I'll pull them up. Alright, so first question. How old were you when you had your first paranormal experience? Okay, so how old was I when I had my first paranormal experience? I have to think about this now, like what even happened on my first. I did a video about my first experiences and like why I'm interested in ghosts, but it was a couple years ago, so now I forget. How old was I? I want to say, I don't know if I mentioned this before, I'm pretty sure I have. My kitty is here with us today. Her name's Kyra. Hi kitty. Say hi, kitty kitty. So, how old was I on my first paranormal experience? So, I've been into the paranormal, like, forever. Now, my mom, when I was younger, my mom would say I used to talk to, like, ghosts and dead people and my Uncle John and stuff. And I'm pretty sure I did mention that in my first paranormal ghost stories experience. But now I can't even think. Like, my mind is just drawing a total blank. I cannot think how old I was, but I was really young. You know, I was young, even though right now I cannot think of what it was. Alright, next question. Have you always believed in ghosts? The answer is yes, I have always believed in ghosts. It's just something that just makes total sense to me. You know, I'm not a religious person. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings or like make you mad or anything. I don't mean to, that's not my intentions. I'm just trying to tell you like my thoughts and like just to kind of get to know me a little bit better. I'm not a very religious person because I haven't like really got deep into religious stuff, but from what I know about religion, it doesn't really make sense to me. It's all about you have to believe, you have to believe, you have to believe. That's the same thing with Santa Claus though. Like, you have to believe in Santa Claus, you have to believe in magic. Like, that just doesn't appeal to me. Now, ghosts and spirits on the other hand, like, it's not the fact of having to believe in them or like wanting to. I mean, I do want to believe in them, but there's just so much unexplained things. Like, not just me, but like everybody in the world have all these unexplained things, and it's just weird. Like, I don't know, it's just weird. So yeah, I've always believed in ghosts. It just makes sense to me that there are some type of energy or some type of paranormal, I guess, not just ghosts, but like a type of energy that kind of messes around with the energy around you and just makes stuff move or fall off, or you hear things and stuff. And so I've always believed in ghosts. So next question, number 3. Where is your favorite place to investigate? This is interesting because honestly I have not, as much as I want to, and I plan on doing it a lot more in the future, I have not investigated too much, to be honest with you. I remember in like high school, me and a friend that were into the ghosts, we'd always like go to like just kind of graveyards and try to investigate, but I prefer to actually investigate in like a place that's haunted, that is known for its hauntings, you know, like old schools like that. Those are my favorite ghost stories, by the way, are like haunted schools by kids and stuff like that's like, I don't know, I just love it. So I always love to go investigate at a school. I've never have done that before, but graveyards, there's been a lot of talk about graveyards, and I can believe this completely. Like, when you die, your spirit is usually in the place that you've always loved to be in, and usually that's not a graveyard. Like, yeah, graveyards are extremely creepy and weird and full of dead bodies and stuff, but I've always wanted to go investigate in like a haunted school or something. I think that'd be really awesome to just like see like a creepy little girl and stuff, but or like just like a haunted like bed and breakfast, that'd be awesome too. So I've investigated in place, like I just investigated my grams and I just put it up online. It wasn't my favorite though, because there was just a lot of emotion to that and just a lot of just strange things. Like, I don't know, it was interesting though. I definitely do want to go back and investigate some more, try to see if I can get some more stuff, but I do always wanted to go to a haunted school or like some abandoned, that's another thing I want to do. I want to go to an abandoned place, like an old abandoned house. It's like, oh, I've been wanting to do that for so long, but no one wants to go with me and I don't want to go by myself. Question number 4. What is your favorite investigating tool to use? Okay, so as everyone knows, I do use the ghost app, Radar. That's an app on your phone. I'm actually looking into getting a spirit box because I'm so into that. Like, spirit boxes to me, like, you can actually physically hear the person, even though sometimes I do think that is misinterpreted, or how do you say that word? Misinterpret something, misinter something. It's actually like a radio station, like maybe a woman is like talking about something and you hear the word gun, you know, like, and then you're like, oh my gosh, the ghost said gun. But just like the Ghost Radar app, like everything, you know, that has to do with ghost hunting, you know, has its little off moments when it's not actually ghosts, it's something completely different that we don't understand. Like, it could be a radio interference, or, you know, like how some people think orbs are ghosts when most of the time it's like lights or they're bugs or something like that. But I do really want to get a spirit box. I just think they're so cool that you can actually like hear the voice of the ghost, or at least that's what they say. You can hear the voice of the ghost, and like, I don't know, it's just interesting to me. Like, I love it. I've always wanted one, so I want to get one. But other than that, I do like to use recorders because, again, you can hear like ghost voice and recorders and stuff. I just like the spirit box for the convenience. You can hear it like right in front of your face, and it's interesting. So I've always wanted one of those, so I definitely would count that as my favorite tool. Alright, so next question. What is your scariest paranormal experience? I feel like any time that I had like an actual paranormal experience, I can actually say that that was definitely paranormal. It never scared me. It's usually the suspense that something could be lurking or something could be coming that freaks me out more than the initial like haunt. Like, say when I saw the shadow person, or like, you know, when things would fall off the shelf or something like that. Like, I was a little creeped out, but I probably wasn't scared. Probably the most scariest things that I can think of that scared me the most in my paranormal experiences was probably, I talked about this in Spirits of My Boyfriend's Past, an older video I did, and also my grandma's ghost hunt was the tape in my room at my grandmother's house when me and my boyfriend were sitting on the bed and it was flickering. That freaked me out a lot. Like, a lot, like, because it wouldn't do it unless we were kissing, and I thought we were pissing the ghost off because from my knowledge, I think the ghost was actually my grand's mother, not really her real mother. She was adopted by her aunt, so I think it was her because I heard that she was a very strict woman. So that was scary. And also what creeped me out another time was when, I don't know if I even mentioned this before, I was sitting on my couch in the dining room years ago and I had my dog with me, and like or not in the dining room, it's the dining room now. It used to be the living room. I was sitting on the couch in the living room, and I had my dog with me, and this was years ago. And like, okay, so like the living room's here, and then like the TV's here, the couch is like back here on this wall, back here. And then there's like a little hallway, like a tiny little hallway that goes to the front door. Now, there's like the end of the house, you can see the windows, you can see the main road. There was a red light that flashed, and this was late at night. I don't know if I was home by myself, I'm pretty sure I was, but it flashed through that mini hallway to the front room, and it freaked my dog. There was no cars, I did not hear any cars, I didn't see any cars, and it was nighttime. If you saw a car, you could like see the lights like coming through, you could hear it because I was close to the window. My dog looked up, like he was laying his head down, he's a Chihuahua, and he looked up with his ears perked up looking at that, and I think, if I remember correctly, I think he did growl a little, like it wasn't evil growl, but he was like, "Arr," like who's there, you know? And he doesn't growl that much. So that kind of creeped me out because I saw a red light, and I'm like, red devil, like I know I don't really believe in the devil, but I do believe in evil, and I don't know, just red and like evil just go head and head. So that was creepy too, but that happened a long time ago. I don't even remember how old I was. Okay, so next question, number 6. What is your favorite paranormal experience? My favorite paranormal experience would probably actually be the tape incident. Like, I think it was just like, it scared me. It scared the shit out of me. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Next question, number 7. Do you know anyone else personally who has had paranormal experiences? Yes. I know a lot of people because I ask a lot of people if they had any experiences, and people tell me stories all the time. That is one reason why I definitely believe in the paranormal, because like I said, there's proof everywhere. Question number 8. Do you have trouble convincing friends and family about your paranormal experiences? I want to say no. Now, I do have like those friends that... Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. I forgot to tell you, just the other day I was downstairs and I like heard someone upstairs like on this level, and it just sounded like muffling, like talking, like muffling, like I cannot understand what they were saying, and like I heard footsteps here and there. It was so creepy. Like it wasn't loud, but I could definitely hear it. And the funny thing is, my mom says when she comes through the back door, sometimes she'll hear a man that muffles. Like, she hears it clearly, like, in her ear. But she can't understand what he's saying. She says it sounds like he's just going, like, kind of grumbling under his breath, like how old grumpy men do. But she said she's been hearing that for a few years now. And that's kind of what I heard upstairs, which is kind of interesting. And another thing, I have another story about the back room, is, my ex-boyfriend, my recent ex-boyfriend, he was actually like, see, we have like these curtains in the back door, right? And my ex-boyfriend was in his car in the back driveway, and you can see through kind of the door when you're in the driveway. And he said he looked up. So you know how like you look through the window, you just kind of like push the curtain to the side, and then when you're done, you just kind of like let it go and it falls back down. That's what he said he saw. And I think that's really interesting because my mom always has like paranormal experiences back there. So I feel like the ghost was watching over him and stuff. So I think that's funny. Did I even answer that question? No, I forgot. So I'm sorry. Do you have trouble convincing friends and family that, you know, about your paranormal experience? So I want to say, like, I have had friends that don't believe in ghosts at all. And so I don't really tell them about my experiences unless like it happened, like, and this never happened, but like if they were there and like I was in another room and I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's awesome. But usually like a lot of people that I met believe in like paranormal or ghosts or spirits, or they're actually at least open-minded about things like that. I don't remember ever like meeting someone and telling them like a ghost story and them being like, no way, no, you're never gonna convince me about that. Like, there are people that I know that are like that, but then I just don't really tell them about stuff because I'm like, that's just whatever. Like, they don't want to believe it, they don't believe it, you know. I don't really care. So I never really had to try to convince someone, I guess, if that makes sense. But number 9, favorite paranormal TV show or movie. Alright, so I have switched over to the YouTube world, and I watch like nothing but YouTube anymore. Like, I don't really watch TV shows. I barely watch movies unless if it's Disney. I do watch Disney movies like a lot. I love Disney. Oh my god. But I used to love, and I still actually, like, if it's on and I'm like there, then I'll watch it. I like, you know, Ghost Adventures, Ghost Hunters I like to watch, and any like ghost story kind of show. Like, I remember when I was little, I don't remember what the show was called, and this is actually why I'm freaked out for sleeping without my feet being covered. Like, I have to have my feet being covered because of the show, and I can't remember what it's called, but it was like, the shows that I like to watch about paranormal are like ghost storytelling shows. Like, they're in that interview area and then they have reenactments. Those are the kind of ghost shows I like to watch. Paranormal. I don't like the acted, scripted stuff with like the Wolverines and the zombies. I'm not into that. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not. I like the ghost stories. I like the true ghost story kind of shows. But I remember watching this show when I was younger, and I forget what the show was called, but this is why I'm scared of having my feet like hang off the bed or like having my feet uncovered when I'm sleeping. So this man and woman, this married couple, go to this like bed and breakfast, and I remember, I don't know why it freaked me out so much, but like I'm scared now, but he had his feet uncovered and there was like a little ghost boy like playing with his toes, and ever since I watched that, I was probably like 8, and I'm like, no, I'm keeping my feet covered from now on. So that freaked me out a lot. But now that I watch more YouTube than TV shows, I love, of course, like I mentioned, Pretty 44, I love her. I love Graveyard Girl, especially when she did her ghost stories. I love the show Your Ghost Stories Online. It's like a radio show, it's a podcast, and they do more stuff than just YouTube too, so you have to really check into it. But people actually can write in, and then they'll, like in a radio, they'll read out their stories, or like you can do a recording, which I don't recommend recordings because sometimes they're kind of hard to hear or understand, but I do like that one too, because I'll go on like any YouTube channel, and like, if you have a ghost story, like I'll go and listen to it. Like, I'm into the sit down, listen to my story kind of thing. Like, that's my thing. I don't like the reenactment shit. And as for like paranormal movies, I don't care for those either, because like I studied film in college, and I mean, it is interesting and it is cool, but I want to be scared. I want it to be realistic to me. Like, I want it to be like, hey, this can happen to you, so be prepared. Like, not that whole like demonic throw it against the wall and burn your house down. Like, I don't know. Like, that's just too fake for me, and I don't care for that. That doesn't scare me. I'm just looking at that as art. So I like to be scared. Number 10, what would be your dream place to investigate? I mentioned earlier for my favorite place to investigate. My dream place would definitely be like three things. A school, an abandoned place, like not just abandoned, but like really creepy, eerie abandoned place, mostly like a house or something, like something just kind of like worn and torn down, and a Victorian style bed and breakfast, or like a hotel. All right, so do you prefer to investigate alone or in a group? Neither. See, I love paranormal, I love ghosts, I love spirits, and I want to be tough, but on the inside, I'm freaking shaking, and I'm scared, and I don't know what to expect. I don't know why, but it just freaks me out how, like, something invisible. But that's, like, the exciting part. That's why I love it, because I love being scared. So I don't want to be alone, but I also don't want to be in a group. Like, how big is a group? Like, I'd rather have like maybe 2 people. I guess that is group, like 2 other people with you, but not like a big like full-on group, because I've been to one of those like ghost tour things, and it was fun, don't get me wrong. We actually did an investigation at an old jail in my town, and a local investigation crew came, and you had to like pay a fee to investigate with them, and there was like, I don't know, 30 of us. Maybe not that many, but there was a lot of us, and it just wasn't that fun because there's just so many people. It's more like a tour thing than I felt like I was like in school again, like going, like, you know how you go on field trips in school and like you go to like an awesome place like Disney World and you're restricted on so many things, which I get, they have to like pay attention to all these kids, but it makes it so kind of boring, kind of like a bummer. Like, I'd rather go with my family than a big group. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's just me, but I'd rather go with like maybe 2 other people would be like my ideal. Next question. Is your home haunted? I'm here alone. I honestly believe this, and call me nuts, call me crazy, I don't care, but I just have this feeling that like I've lived in this home since I was like 4 years old, and I'm the youngest, and I feel like there's a spirit in here, and I feel like it's a man spirit. Now he doesn't want to, I don't think he wants to physically hurt me or anything, but I feel like he's overprotective of me. I feel like every time I like get a boyfriend, I don't know, like something, like especially if I'm like head over heels for them, like he scares them off. And if there's a guy like head over heels for me, like I get scared off, and I feel like he like doesn't want me to date. Does that make sense? I honestly feel that way, and call me crazy, but I feel like he's like my father, you know what I mean? Like he hasn't really made himself present to me too much, like I don't know, but I feel like he's there, but he doesn't make himself present. When I was younger, and I still feel this way sometimes, the steps, and my mom says this too, the steps we think are haunted. Like there's someone on the steps. And also another thing I think about my house, I feel like it's like a portal. There's a portal in here somewhere. It's not a bad portal. It's just kind of where spirits pass through. Because we've had different spirits in the house, I believe. Like none of them's the same. Like there are some of the same ones. My mom says there's something in the living room. When the dining room used to be the living room, she would see like a white figure kind of like circling around. And then there's the guy on the steps. There's the guy in the back room that mumbles. And like I've seen and experienced different things. Like my mom's seen the she believes to be my dad's pap in their bedroom years and years ago, when I guess they had a fire in the kitchen. I don't remember that, I was too young. And like the thing that I heard the other day, the mumbling upstairs, it could be the same one in the back room. I don't know. My mom says there's multiple ghosts here. I agree. And to me, a house being haunted, I feel like there's ghosts everywhere. So in technical terms, every place is haunted that you step in. To me though, when you say, is your house haunted? High activity, like you could have like an activity or an experience here and there. But when I think of a house being haunted, you experience things on a daily, if not every other day. And in my house, we don't experience those things daily. We experience them here and there, like maybe once, 2 times a month. So I feel like there's spirits here, definitely. But is my house haunted? I would say no. Not in my terms, at least. Maybe in your terms, but for me, no, because we don't have a lot of activity going on here. But there's definitely an energy on my stairway. I can definitely tell you that. I've always felt that there on my steps. Next question, and it's the last question. We've had 13 questions. Have you ever had any paranormal experience with animals? So I don't want to confirm this because I wasn't sure if like I was losing my mind or something, but I had a cat, and this cat apparently like died. My mom found him under the porch or something, and it looked like he got ran over, and he like apparently crawled under our back porch somehow. My mom and dad buried him in the backyard, and I was home alone, and I was just outside doing whatever, and I decided to go out there where he was buried and just kind of like mourn a little bit. And I swear to God, I might have been losing my mind. I heard a meow. A meow. I heard a meow. A meow. Meow. You know, like a meow. I heard it. I heard it with my own ears. I pick on Zach Beggins for saying that, by the way, his own ears. I'm like, who else's ears you have, Zach? Anyways, no, for real though, I heard a meow, and I don't know, I could have been going crazy, and it could have been some other noise around, or it could have been a street cat, but I didn't see anyone, no one was around, no one was outside. I heard a meow, you guys, I heard a meow. Meow. So that is the paranormal tag. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was fun answering these questions. I do plan on investigating later in the future. I'm really excited about that. So if you guys want to watch more of my videos, subscribe, click the bell. Also comment down below if you want to do this tag. Let me know, and I tag you. Make a video response about it, and I will like it up. I will comment. I will subscribe to you. So yeah, that is basically it. This was fun though. I like answering questions. I hope to see you guys again soon, and I will talk to you all later. Bye guys!